David,
We got it
David, you
working.
know me. Technology and Marie, you know, it's like a weird thing.
It's all good.
How are you, my
Hey,
friend?
doing great. Good to see you. Hello, everybody. It was fun to watch you sideways. I was just
I
kind
know, we'll just kind of do this. We'll do this. We'll do this.
of, yeah.
Where's my little card that was right there? I want to get some things and make sure I get what the fans wanted. There we go, right here. Anyway, so David, are you at home right now?
I am.
You
I'm
are?
Yeah, in
Isn't,
Tennessee.
guys, come on, is he not the cutest thing on the planet? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day here, so I've just been looking at the blue skies and the green that's all here. So it's really beautiful here in Tennessee right now.
That's so great. So I was talking before, David, we met, was it 10 years ago? I mean, we knew of each other.
Yeah.
But
You know, it must have been at your show when in Vegas when I came about 10 years ago.
okay.
I
And
think,
then I think what, like over the last 5 or 6 years, probably like really well, right? We performed together and
yeah,
yeah, so fun.
that
Oh
was,
my gosh. You're a powerful entertainer. Your voice, I don't know what it is, man. It is golden and it just soothes the heart. But I am so happy to have a chance because I know you and I'm so excited that other people are going to get to know you today a little bit better. And so I was doing a couple things. First of all, when you did American Idol, how old were you? Were you?
I was 16 and 17 when it ended.
When it ended. Okay, that's what I was thinking. And so being that, and I know people have asked this, but what did that do to you to get that kind of instant fame, you know?
Well, it was a lot to try and comprehend and to take in. It wasn't something I was ready for at all. I thought I knew I liked to sing. I didn't know if I wanted to be a celebrity or famous or anything. So it was a lot to chew, a lot of people watching, and I felt like I was constantly trying to catch up with the momentum that comes with American Idol.
Right. No, because you had never really done anything that public ever, right? I mean, you sang a little bit.
I had done Star Search when I was 12.
Right.
And it was kind of the same thing. I felt it was in, yeah. So I had a little bit of that experience, but it wasn't anything in comparison to American Idol, because American Idol, Star Search, I would just get up and sing a song and then I was done.
Right.
American Idol was, everyone was looking into your life now and getting involved and voting for you, and like,
it's kind of personal, isn't it?
It is. It's whether you're ready or not to let people into your life. You have millions of people now entering into your life and being a part of it. So it was interesting.
So if I were to ask you, and I know it's a tough question, but how do you think all of that made you who you are today? The experience and going through all of that change in your life.
The experience, well, I feel like it pushed me a lot more than I would have ever pushed myself. I'm a very cautious, very hesitant person when I go about everything. American Idol, I didn't have a chance to be hesitant or cautious because you had to keep, I felt like I was running a full sprint for 5 months, which is kind of weird because you just see that you're singing, you see the contestant answering a few things about themselves and then singing a song for a minute and a half, 2 minutes. But the rest of the time, there's so much other things going on. You feel like you're sprinting. And you feel pretty, I felt really exhausted. And if you talk to other Idol contestants, I think you started when you were how old, 3 years old singing?
Yeah. Well, but see, that's why I asked you, because you had a kind of childhood prior to. And so immediate change, I just assumed everybody sang. But, you know, but for you, too. I mean, that was, and also too, it's kind of, wasn't it kind of like, oh, good, we made it. Oh, we made it. It was kind of, do you know what I mean? Now we had another week of stress.
Yeah.
It was tough, wasn't it?
It was. You know, it's kind of funny because I've never been I was never a very competitive person, especially at that time. So I was kind of like, I'm going to give my best in this performance, but if they vote, if it's my last week, I'm totally fine with that. Like,
bless your heart. See, I'm feisty. No, you're so cute.
It was good. It was good because it taught me how to do hard things and keep pushing, even when you don't have anything inside of you that feels like doing it. So it was really good self-discipline. I call it music boot camp. That's what it was. And it helped me gear up to whatever was to come. And if I wanted to have a music career, that helped me put me through the fire to get ready.
I think you said something very profound for the kids that are watching. It is discipline. It's not just, I'm going to go out and sing, is it?
No, it's a lot. It's a lot of business. You have to make a lot of decisions. You're interacting with other people. You're constantly being watched as well. So it's great when you have a song you want to sing or just something you would like to share, but then you have to be ready to be on and be exposed, basically, even when you don't want to be,
Yeah.
I think that was a big adjustment for me. But I've learned, I feel like now 12 years later, I've found a good balance. I'm in a better place than when all of that.
Well, I know you are. One of the things, David, that I really want people to know about you is you are so truly, genuinely connected to your fans. And it's such a beautiful quality that you have. I know they're lovely and they're fun, but what's one of the most wild connections that you ever had? Because aren't they incredible? They're so fun.
They're amazing people.
Yeah.
I would love to know your response to this as well. But one of the things that I remember, I was leaving early. Actually, it was from seeing some of your family members.
Oh, really?
Your nephews were doing a show in Salt Lake City, and they invited me to go. And I left early, David Osmond and all of them.
Right.
But, I left early so that I wouldn't catch the crowd. But there was a lady just walking down the street, and she sees me and she starts screaming, and she grabs me, and she had long nails. I remember her grabbing me and leaving these marks on me, and she just started screaming in my face, just like And she just started kissing my face, and I was trying to
boundaries
push her away. Yeah, I'm like,
who are you?
So
funny.
It was so fast. I was only from the door to the car I was getting. It was like a 5-7 second span, but she caught me in that little short span, and it was really bizarre for me. So from that point on, I was very cautious about making sure I had just my space I had. Just because I value that.
I get it. I remember when my brothers got really popular over in the UK, and they called it Osmond Mania. And I remember just going from the hotel to the car, I think they all had their hair ripped out of their heads.
Oh my goodness.
And so, but bless their hearts, the fans don't know, they don't realize what they're doing. They don't. And so that's why sometimes it's good. Yeah, just to keep things kind of feel a little bit in control. Yeah, it's been kind of interesting. So one of the things that the fans, they said that they had asked you what superpower would you want to have, or something like they wanted to know this. So what superpower would you want to have, and why?
I had an Instagram story take over recently, and so someone had asked me that, and I thought it'd be cool to be able to adapt to different climates and environments. Right. In my head, I was looking at like dry desert, or then like underwater, like go to other planets. Like but then to do that, you would have to have the power to travel to other planets too. But I just thought that'd be cool to look at.
I want it. That would be so fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I would love to time travel. That would be so cool to go back in history, because I love history. Yeah.
What period intrigues you in history?
I like Renaissance. I love, there's so many. That's the problem with me. Woohoo! You know me. Sure. So I feel like I think I know you pretty well, but I thought it would be kind of fun for the fans because I'm thinking about everybody and they were all excited I was going to talk to you, to do a game. And we're going to call it the Talk Think Fast.
Okay.
Okay. And this is the Talks game with you. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to read you two choices. And you, for example, if I say chocolate or vanilla, you just have to say really quick which one.
Got it.
Okay. So this is like you can't think. You know,
Okay.
Are you going to go travel underwater or are you going to go through the desert?
Okay. I'll try and think about it.
All right, here we go. So just pick one. So the first one is bask on a beach or ski on the slopes?
Ski on the slopes.
T-shirt and shorts or tux and tie?
T-shirt and shorts.
Hit the dance floor or keep your back against the wall?
Keep my back against the wall for other people. If I'm alone, though, I will definitely cut a rug.
Yes, you will.
Dance.
Chips and salsa or ice cream sundae?
Chips and salsa.
I knew it. I'm ice cream. Okay. Binge watch or binge read?
Binge watch.
Okay. Text or call?
Text.
Unless it's a call from Marie. Yesterday.
Unless it's a call from Marie. I love my calls from Marie.
Oh, I love you. We had so much fun yesterday, too. Okay, early riser or up all night?
Probably up all night, generally. But the last month I've been an early riser, which is very unusual for me.
Really? What do you know why?
I don't know. I don't. I'd like to find out why, because this is a very odd thing for me to be an early riser. I liked it though. I liked it.
Well, I think a lot of creative people stay up late. I think
yes.
You get inspiration late and you get to eat your chips and salsa, right?
And you're right.
So
also me. I've spent a lot of nights.
One of the things you've been doing too on Instagram that I thought was so cool is you've been hosting these Instagram pages with the songwriters and the producers, the collaborators on your with your new album. What has that meant to you?
I find a lot of value. It's not easy for me to open up to songwriters and feel a connection. So when I find them, I hold them to very, very high value. Yeah. So the writers that I've found, it's not that they're just good at what they do. I feel this great connection with them in the room. I've worked with some amazingly talented writers who've written some of my favorite songs, but I don't have that connection with them. And so I don't really enjoy listening to the finished product. So the writers that I've written with, I love working with. And it's really important for me to have people to collaborate with, because when I write by myself, unless I'm very, very inspired, it's a very inspired moment in life, I have a really hard time trusting myself. So I never finish songs because I never feel like they're good enough, or that I have what it takes to make it good.
Oh my gosh, that's not true. The other day when we were together and you just sat down at the piano and you played that song, remember when we were back before COVID, and you just sang it. We were at a church or something, I can't remember. Yeah. And oh my gosh, David, you're so amazing as a writer. You really need to have confidence in that. And I know it's easy to say that from someone else, but man, you have a gift, my friend.
Thank you.
You really do. But it's so lovely that you acknowledge them, because we're the artists and we can co-write things and everything else, but it's so powerful to have those people in our lives, because it's a gift.
Yeah, more than anything, to have writers give you assurance that what you do is worth putting out. I think that's the biggest reason I need people to collaborate with, so that they can encourage me to keep letting out whatever I have.
Well, you have the gift, I'm telling you.
Now,
so, well, go ahead.
That was a really cool experience, but I just wanted to touch on that. The church, when we were there, and that was that event. I feel like we should tell people about that. We were in that weekend. We were doing an interfaith concert with so many people, and
it was like
so
20.
cool
I think the total was like 24,000 people. We sang to. Yeah.
And we were able to raise tons of food, which I thought was really cool. And
do you know, Darla's here with me right now. Was it hundreds of thousands of pounds of food?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we need to do that again.
It was
We need
so
to do it for
cool. So,
communities.
y'all, Marie was a huge part in helping
Oh,
connect the community together with that. She is just so good at connecting with people. Our friend
oh,
Tammy
yeah.
helped. She's there. There she is in
There's
Idaho.
Tammy. Hi, Tammy.
And so it was, you know, just the way that you're able to go and help people come together. And then afterwards, after the event and the concerts, we were able to go to different churches of different
Churches.
denominations.
Oh,
And
so fun.
it was so cool. So
And it's
I,
kind of like what's going on right now with
I
this.
love being
Let's
a part of
stop
that.
being, you know, segregating ourselves as people. And we can even do that in religion. We all believe in God and in whatever, you know, different ways we do. And so it was so much fun to just say, hey, we're all here. Let's all love each other and let's help people and feed them. So it was really cool. It was so fun to work with you. And everybody chose, all the entertainers that were there, we all said, we're going to end the show with Glorious, which is your song. And it was incredible, guys. Like there were 24, all these thousands of people with their phones and everyone was singing Glorious. And it was just, it was a beautiful experience. But anyway, back to you because you're amazing. So you talk about the writers in Nashville. So you moved from Salt Lake City back to Nashville. How many years ago now? 5? Is it about 5?
5 years.
So how do you like it there?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I love
There we go.
Nashville. Yeah, it's kind of breaking a little. Can y'all hear me okay?
Just a tiny bit, yeah.
So
I'm good.
If you can't hear me, let me know. But okay, I think it's delayed. But I moved here, 5 years ago. A year after I got back from Chile, because I was in Chile for 2 years as a missionary, and took a year home with my family in Utah, and moved out here because I had been working in for about 10 years, as long as I've known you, Marie.
Right.
And really loved it. I love the people here. I love the green. And
don't you love the
musicians.
fireflies? Oh, I love the fireflies there. Oh, you're breaking up. I don't know what we can do here.
Yes. And they're coming out. They're coming out right now. It's beautiful. I was just at my...
I wonder if it's your connection. Is your connection good there, David? Will you check your connection?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I really want to talk about your album.
Can you here? Should I?
You're
I'm back. Yeah.
David, I was just telling them, I don't care that we have problems on these things because I just love the fact that we're all connecting. And that's one of the great things about technology. I mean, I can see all the comments and everything else, and we get to talk to you. I told them one of the things that I love about your album, Therapy Sessions, and I told them it debuted #1 pop album across Amazon and iTunes. I mean, come on, that's amazing, right?
Oh, thank you. That's thanks to the fans for going and buying it and listening. So thank you.
And all these thumbs up are happening everywhere. They love it. They love it. They love it. And I was listening to it, but I told them, I said, the thing about you is you're so deep, but there's a reason. There's a reason that you did therapy sessions. And I'd love for you to tell them why. Yeah.
So I've been going through therapy, which I know you're a big fan of as well. It's a really wonderful thing. And as I was going through my own actual literal therapy sessions, a lot was starting to come out. I felt like I was just a lot more honest with my mind and just my thinking and the things that were holding me back. And so I started writing about them. So in a way, this album was a continuation of just whatever was being released through therapy. It was like the last little pop of getting out what I needed to in my therapy sessions. Those writing rooms became therapy rooms because it was very therapeutic to create these songs and just share my experience, share my struggles, my battle with myself, with my own mind, with my own negative thoughts that can be really weighing down on you a lot of times. And just whatever demons you have from your past.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like we talked about that. My mom always said we spend the last half of our life fixing what the first half did to us.
Yes.
And we can just shut it down inside of us, but I think it can manifest in lots of different ways. And you've been open about your struggles, right?
Yeah.
With depression and anxiety.
I'm learning how to. It's hard because when you want to be a good example for everyone watching you, you want to be a good role model. And so sometimes you're afraid. At the beginning, I feel like it's changed a lot in the last few years, being open about mental health. But you try to keep your problems private to show a good, positive attitude in front to motivate people. But it's amazing to see how motivating it can be just to be honest about your own struggles.
Amen.
And to show people that you can have problems, and there can be things that you really don't like about yourself, but you can still learn how to be happy and learn how to appreciate yourself more. And I think that's really my goal, is to show hey, there are a lot of things I don't like about myself. I haven't figured out why I think the way I do, why I let it get in the way of my life so much. But I've still been able to look back, and even though I feel like I'm just crawling and wrestling and bumping into walls thinking I don't know how to live life, but I look back and say, you know what, I've made it this far, and I've been able to do a lot of things I didn't think I could. And I shouldn't underestimate myself. And I hope other people, that I want to give that same message to other people.
I'm watching the comments while you're talking. The honest and humble. We're all a work in progress. I understand your path, David. I think so many people struggle, and whatever we all go through, and we all go through it, what you say, it's like we said, David, you're the kind of guy, you don't air dirty laundry, but you talk about things if it can bless other people's lives. And I admire you for that. And the fact that music has always been that safe place for you. And then all the other stresses, you can make it so that singing can be difficult, and you lose the whole purpose of the joy of singing. Right. And you are really a great example of that. I know on therapy sessions, there's a song called Okay, All Right. And you have to tell everybody about why you called it that.
Okay, all right. So it was kind of my song where you can get really discouraged. And with me, I get very discouraged with myself. That's the thing I find myself most often getting discouraged about, is just disappointing me. But
hard on yourself. Bless
yeah.
You.
But when you start thinking negatively, and you try to push those negative thoughts away, and you just don't, it feels like you're just failing at it, because they're still there. I'm trying to think positive. I'm trying to do happy things, be around good people, but those thoughts can still linger and weigh you down. And when those thoughts come, I can get really panicky and worried, and I can start imagining scenarios that aren't real, but in the moment I think that it's about to happen. And so I'll start just kind of acting weird and crazy and shutting people off. But when I start panicking, instead of letting it get to me, which a lot of times I do, you have days where you win, some days you lose.
You call me.
But when I start going crazy and I anxious, I start, this song kind of shows a little mantra where I'm just it's fine. I'm fine. Okay.
I'm fine. Right. Okay.
Fine. I'm fine.
And then when it stops and then it goes on again, it's so great.
Yeah.
By the way, what is there a song Need? Is it called Need?
Yes.
Oof. Need. That is a beautiful song. You guys have to listen to this album. I love it. Really quickly, I know everybody wants to know, with all this, with your anxieties and stuff, and we've been shut down in this pandemic, how has everything that's going on in the world right now affected you?
I think it's been a lot, it's hard. I don't know. It's I don't know why it affects, I don't think we know why it affects us the way it does. Cause it's well, I'm just home and I'm still going about things, but you can't help but let all these things weigh on you and feel really overwhelmed. And to be honest, I've felt a bit of that panic as well. Even like a bit of like panic attacks. And it's like, I don't know why I don't know why I feel like I'm about to break down. And like, I've just
a lot of stress.
But I think sometimes you have to allow yourself to, I don't know, you feel the pain that everyone else is going through. And so I've sometimes you just kind of let yourself, I had to let myself just let it out and just get my emotions and shed a few tears to feel the pain that we feel in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think you have to let yourself feel that so that you can be a little more understanding to everything going on, and make room for opportunity to, as someone said here, to be still.
Be still. Listen.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I've always believed is that fear is darkness. Fear brings more darkness to your life. Don't fear it. Have faith. Faith is a positive attitude, and give that fear over, and it will bring more lightness, because darkness can't exist where there's lightness, where there's light. And it's a hard principle, but you just shift. And because I know I went through postpartum and horrible things that I was afraid to talk about, but I felt like it needed to be. And it really is fear and faith. Those are the two words that I cling on to constantly. And I love that you talk about this, because it's an important topic right now. There's so many people going through these struggles, and those voices aren't you. Tell them to go away. They don't belong in you. They're not a part of you. They're not real. Go away, Yeah. and just to love.
I had to learn that, I had to learn that the voices that are in our head that are very negative, I thought they're there, so it must be true. And that's where therapy has really helped me, is to be able to distinguish there are therapists out there that will help you to separate yourself from the negativity that will come.
And none of those things are true unless you say it out loud and you manifest it. So don't allow your head to go there, or your mouth, or to put yourself down ever. Any of you are so loved. How could, I have to tell everybody really quick. So, okay, so I have to show them another side of you. David, okay. When this all happened, you order things and you don't remember how much of it you order, right? Yeah. Tell us how much toilet paper you have.
Well, I didn't have to worry about toilet paper, because last year already I was like, I think I need toilet paper. I'm like, I don't think I have any. So I bought some, a big thing of toilet paper, and I got home and I already had a big thing of toilet paper. And then I later on last year, the same thing happened. I was like, I think I need toilet paper. I don't think I have any toilet paper. Everybody else to.
You're
so
such a guy.
Toilet paper, and so I came back and I had 3 big things of toilet paper. I was like, oh.
So I have to tell you another really, really quick, because I know I'm eating a lot of your time, but you're so fun. Fine. So I talked to him, and David doesn't cook. And so he can't cook. And so I called him up and I said, he goes, I just ordered, I don't know, I have a lot of asparagus. Had all these cans in his dining room of asparagus. Yes. And your manager called you and said what? What did she say? You can't.
She just said, hey, I have a surprise for you. Just keep a lookout for it. And
because she said you can't live on asparagus, David.
Canned food.
It's not nutritionally.
Little packages. Okay. She saw me on one of my Insta Lives.
Right.
And so she sent me, so I got on my doorstep, just these meals that they come with all the ingredients, and then you can cook it yourself. And
right.
So I gave that a go. And I mean, you know how that went.
I said, let me say what I said. Oh, that was so sweet of her to do. So how did the meals go, David?
Yeah, I burned every single one. Every one was burned.
And he goes, I'm back to eating asparagus.
I still actually haven't touched the asparagus. I panic bought. So when everything was going on and I saw everything happening in Italy, I was like, oh no, I need to get all this food, because what if I don't know what I'm going to do. So I went and I panic bought everything. I bought just loads of canned
But David, you
foods.
can't do that. You need to put a message on your phone that says, I don't remember what I bought.
Right.
So I really quick, because I could seriously, I want everybody to know who you are. You're so fun. You have been doing this really cool thing since you've been in quarantine for COVID-19. Will you tell everybody what you're doing about the charity and donations?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I released one of my songs. I didn't originally plan to do this, but when the pandemic happened and COVID-19, I released one of my songs off the album and just donated, and it was for charity. And then people could also just go and click to donate to COVID-19 funds. It was a song called Just Breathe. And we went and reached out to different hospitals.
Such a great song.
Asking if they would be willing to share some of their footage. And they shared their footage graciously. And so it was great to show them and give them some, spotlight them a bit on the work that they're doing amidst everything that's been going on.
Yeah, so great, David. Hey, David, thank you so much, and stay safe. I'll try to send you some meals.
Okay.
And all of you, David's single is on sale right now. His new album's called Therapy Session. You've got to get it. It's fantastic. I listened to it all day yesterday. It was so soothing. Oh, it was just beautiful. And don't forget to watch The Talk. We are on weekdays on CBS. 2 p.m. Eastern time and 1 p.m. Pacific time, West Coast. So you can catch us today. And don't forget, you got to come back to Instagram Live next week. We're going to have more fun people, good friends and good chats. I love you so much, David.
Good to talk to you. Thanks for having me.
You're the best. Mwah. Bye, everybody.